The lammergeier is a huge and beautiful raptor. One of the big four vultures found here in the Mediterranean region. We have the lammergeier, we have the griffon vulture, and the rare black vulture. They're the biggest. And then you have the slightly smaller but easily recognizable Egyptian vulture. And I've seen those already this year off the Rock of Gibraltar. So that's been really interesting. So those are some interesting birds to look out for. Raptors are, of course, very large, so they're very easily recognized, unmistakable by these huge silhouettes that you see in the sky. And vultures, of course, being carrion feeders. So you might see them feeding on dead animals. There are other birds, of course, also that we are going to look at.
And the oriole, for instance.
The oriole is another iconic bird for the Mediterranean, a beautiful bird. Again, easily recognized by its bright yellow plumage. And interesting call. Some of these birds can be seen sometimes in small groups or even in pairs, and hopefully we should see them breeding soon.
Oh, lovely. Yes. And do they just breed once a year, twice a year?
Yes, usually it's once a year, so every summer here in the Mediterranean we should see them breeding.
Okay. And something else that's beautiful as well around this area is the flamingos.
That's right, and of course hopefully we're going to see the breeding flamingos this year at Fuente and Doñana, and obviously we have the annual ringing of the flamingos at Fuente, which I took part in last year, so hopefully I might do this year as well, and we can see them release and tag these newly born chicks that we get here in
and that it doesn't cause any discomfort or anything, does it? It's
no,
just for you to find out more about them.
Yes, I mean the reason they do that is so they can catalogue the number of chicks being born, and that way they can tell whether there's a decline in certain years and an increase in certain years, and obviously you can then ascertain the various factors that affect their breeding progress, be it drought, be it the weather, pollution or anything like that. There are, of course, many other birds to look out for, including the hoopoe bird, which is a beautiful bird, a pied bird, black and white, with a brown head, easily recognized with a distinctive crest. And it makes an interesting noise that goes something like hoo-po-po. And so it's very easily recognized, and you see them running on the floor. They don't usually sit around in the trees. You see the hoopoe running on the floor, and they're not very shy, so you can get quite close up to them. Of course, there's a lot of smaller birds, such as the warblers and the wagtails. I had somebody call in when I was on one of my radio programs the other day who had a small bird with a bright yellow chest around their pool, just running around the pool, and that would have been a wagtail.
Okay, a pied wagtail. Yeah, I do know that one.
Excellent. Yes.
There's also, is it the the bluebirds, and they're called bee.
The bee-eater.
Bee-eater.
Yes. The bee-eater is another iconic bird of this area. It's an absolutely stunning bird related to the kingfishers, and they're so-called bee-eaters because they tend to catch insects whilst flying in midair, like swallows do. Amazing birds. Again, they have a distinctive call as well that goes a bit like proop, proop.
Oh,
so again, easily recognised.
Yeah, no, because they as you say, they swoop. It's almost as if they're dancing in air, isn't it? When they're looking for the insects.
They're very acrobatic, like the swallows. In fact, I have swallows at the moment coming into my house. They're flying into the house. They circle around and then they fly out. But also, I've got the beam ceilings upstairs, so they sit on the beams as well. So it's nice to see them there.
Checking that you're behaving yourself, Dr. Venom.
That's right.